Alright, this is going to be a video of this 42-inch Canarm brand turbo ceiling fan I got at the Habitat Restore. I got it because I volunteered there, and what I do for them is clean up and fix fans and lighting they receive a donation, make them more presentable, and run better than they originally were. Anyway, this is quite an unusual model. I've never really heard of it or seen it before, so I don't know if it's rare or what, but yeah, it's from my knowledge actually not too common. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some of the features it offers. There are 5 reversible blades. One side is white, the other side is kind of like a silver gray. I did flip them around as the white doesn't really look good because the fan's all brushed pewter. There's no other accents that would match this, therefore making it look out of place. At least the silver is kind of the same theme. Anyway, it does have a light kit. You might notice the globes are kind of interesting. They're actually rather big. That's because it came with a little globe. It was actually quite a small one. However, there's only one. So I couldn't find the other two, therefore I just put a whole new set on. I don't think it looks too bad. Anyway, I'll demonstrate the light for you here. See how it works. I'm using 3 40-watt candelabra base bulbs. No, they're not the energy saving kind, but it really won't wreck the environment, especially considering that it's just a testing fan. Alright, turn the fan on itself now, and this is the high speed that I'm showing first. It does have a bit of a startup hum to it, but it's not that bad. Once it gets going, it quiets down. It's kind of off balance because one of the blades is rather bent up. Yeah. Also, the bearings used to be a lot worse, but once the oil soaked in, it actually improved them a lot. So I'm glad about that. It's probably going somewhere around maybe 220 RPM. It is rather fast, actually. And that center pull train is really dancing around a lot. Alright, now I'm going to go to medium speed. This is going to go maybe around 160 RPM. Maybe 155. Finally, for low, show it the light on to increase frame rate. This is going to go just under 70 RPM, so probably something like 69. Although this is just a rough guess. Alright, shut everything off. Stop the blades. And I'm going to talk about some general information on this. It actually, in addition to just a single globe, it did come with a energy saving bulb and also a 60-watt candelabra base incandescent. That's like a flame shape you'd see in a chandelier. I would have used the energy saving fluorescent. It's not the right wattage equivalent, so it was way too dim. It just looked really odd. Another thing is that the fan is brushed pewter. This is kind of unique because I find fans are generally in brushed nickel finish. It is sort of the same thing. It's just that brushed pewter is kind of more matted rather than shiny. Alright, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. I like the fact that the fan has kind of a unique design with these globes. Even though these are not original, they'd actually be kind of like this but a lot smaller. It's still quite unusual to see that. Another thing is that I like the compact motor. Although it is a little bit small, it doesn't necessarily put stress on it, but I find that the motor could be a little bit bigger, although the design is nice considering that it does add quite a contrast to it. Another thing is the blade brackets are quite unique. This also appears on Canarm's Mystic ceiling fan, which is pretty much the exact same thing, except with the 3 spotlight kit. It also has black blades, so that's actually what it kind of reminds me of, except for a few slight differences. What I don't like, however, is that the bearings are still a little bit bad. Like I said, they used to be worse. However, after oil, they did improve. Another thing is that the globes, in my opinion, do look a little bit disproportionate. So next time at the restore, if I do find some smaller ones, I'll definitely put this on before hanging it on display. But overall, it's actually not a bad fan. I give it 3 stars just for how unique it is. Another thing is, like I was saying about the model, I've never really encountered this one before. It is dated 2006, so I don't know if it's been discontinued or maybe it was a special order, but nothing that I know of. If you guys have seen this before or have any idea about where this might have been sold or anything like that, please let me know. Or if you just want to share your opinion, that can all be done in the comment box below. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.